Hey folks, it's Haas from GNAT News. We're once again at Habitat for Humanity. We're going to be talking to Susan again. And in this final segment, we're going to be talking about the housing issues facing Manchester, Arlington, Dorset, you name it. There's not a lot of middle and low income housing being built. And one of the only players in the game is Habitat. And we're going to go talk to them about how it's going, what the challenges are they face, and I guess overall, will this problem ever be solved? So let's talk to Susan. For the first time, I went out to Jennifer Lane. Now, I didn't know that Jennifer Lane is a big thing. It is, isn't it?
It's huge. It's huge.
But why is it such a big thing for Habitat?
It's a really big thing for this particular Habitat affiliate because it's the first time that this affiliate...
When you say that, you mean Bennington County?
Bennington County Habitat for Humanity. There are 1,300 affiliates around the United States.
Right, but they don't matter. It's just the one in Bennington that counts. Come on.
They all matter. But you asked why it was a big thing for here. And so for Bennington County itself and this particular affiliate, and particularly the town of Manchester, which is in dire need of affordable housing options for people, it was a huge deal because for the first time we were building a neighborhood. Prior to that, we had done a house here, a house there, wherever it was needed in the county, and there happened to be a family that applied and was accepted into the program. But the town of Manchester actually approached this Habitat affiliate back in the mid-2000s and said, there's land up there in the Jennifer Lane neighborhood.
Now, did you have to buy this land?
Yes, they said, would you like to buy it?
Gotcha.
So this affiliate and the amazing people who were involved with it at that time, I was not here at that time, so I don't take any credit for it at all. They were able to reach out to the community, to some major donors, and also the Hunter Foundation, who put up the money to do all the infrastructure, because not only did we have to buy the land, we had to come up with an engineering plan. We then had to put in the infrastructure, which includes septic.
Septic and water. Are you on the water line with this?
We had to extend the town of Manchester's water line.
The costs.
Yes, we had to put in the road work. They designed all of this. This is for a small affiliate that was building one house a year. It was an incredible leap of faith.
How many more houses do you have there?
There are 22 lots in that subdivision.
So there's 22 houses coming.
22 houses. We're building our 9th. Vermont Traditional Builders has a house that they built on one of the lots as well. So there are 10 more houses or 11 more lots that we have to build on in that subdivision.
Your business model is if you don't get people helping these houses,
we can't do anything
because you can't pay to have people come and build these houses.
The only paid labor for the houses are folks like the electrician, the plumber, the person who does the excavation and the foundation, the work that subcontractors have to do, that you need a licensed subcontractor and someone who's insured. But the houses are built by volunteers.
Gotcha.
And without people stepping forward to build with us, the houses will not get built.
Yes. Is the rate of these houses being built based upon the amount of volunteers that are stepping forward?
No. This is that when you I talk about stepping out in faith a lot because that's the foundation of Habitat for Humanity. When it was founded back in the 70s and wherever it works around the world, including in the United States. It truly is about faith and what faith can do. So we were asked for a proposal from a person who wanted to give us money depending on the type of proposal and whether they felt we were really going to be able to increase the amount of affordable housing. And we wrote a proposal, and we said, we will build 3 houses a year. We will repair 10 houses a year. We will hold 3 donor-related events to try to encourage major donors. I may be perfectly blunt about it. That's what we need, are some major donors to support us as well, so we're sustainable.
You cranked up your game
Yes.
Before you knew if you could do it?
No, we believed we could do it. Of course, we believed we could do it. We believed we'd find the families to do it.
Yeah.
Because this particular donor, and it's Lyman Orton and Janice Izzy.
I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yes, okay. Who read our proposal and said, all right, We will match up to $100,000 every year for the next 3 fiscal years.
That's terrific.
And you must follow through on your commitments to us on these goals, and this is what you're going to do.
Yes. That new level for Habitat of Bennington County, you're moving forward on that right now.
We are, and the reason we're doing that, because you mentioned you had read about this in a recent newsletter that came out. When we evaluated our position, because every year we do a budget, and we have to be fiscally responsible, obviously.
Right.
And it costs, on average, about $100,000 to build a house. Well, you can't build a house without the money. So when we looked at our budget and we were planning out for fiscal year 20, as far as that, doing our 3-year strategic plan, we thought we're going to have to drop down to a house a year. We're going to be lucky if we can do a couple home repair projects a year. And our program for that had faltered a little bit, and we had hoped we could get it up and going again. But we thought we don't see how we can do beyond that. And that was discouraging, because we're dropping from 2 houses a year and doing a few more home repair projects to thinking, how are we going to make that happen? And then, we were asked for this opportunity. We put together a proposal, and this is where we are now, right smack in the middle of the first year. 3 houses under construction, 2 needing families, which we've talked about before, encouraging people to come out and build with us or partner with us. But this fantastic opportunity to do more, because we know we're good at building houses, affordable houses.
But what happens if, so I know, for instance, a lot of the select board meetings I watch, all the talk is we don't have any housing. So I know that Dorset has begun the process. They were just given a bunch of land, and I know they're beginning this process over this year of what to do with it. And one of the things they're starting to talk about, right? And I'm wondering, okay, so what if Dorset said, you know what, we don't have any housing. Let's bring in Habitat. So we're going to give them this chunk of land and say, build us our Jennifer Lane. What if that happens? Is that, how high, how fast can you ramp? I mean, the sky is the limit.
That's the way I look at it. I firmly believe, because I know it to be true, that all things are possible. Now, one of the things this affiliate did when it came up with the goal of doing 3 houses a year was it recognized it needed to hire a full-time construction manager. And you met him earlier today, Tony D'Onofrio out of Shaftesbury. That was critical, because if we really wanted to up our game and do more and reach the Orton's goals, which have always been our Habitat goal, which is doing more affordable housing for more people, we needed to have somebody running the program. So now that we've got a full-time construction manager, we've got somebody who can organize how all the builds can be put together, determine how many people we need for volunteers, and just a really great guy to work with. So somebody who is attractive to people when they come out and volunteer, because he's so much fun to be with and has a lot of knowledge to share. That's been critical to what we're doing too. I believe that if Dorset, for example, were to approach our Habitat affiliate and say, we've got this land, are you interested in partnering? Would you help us to build affordable housing for the folks that we work with? That we could make it happen. I believe that. Now, when you get the word out and you get people excited, then more people will come and volunteer. I know that happens too. And now we've had people step forward directly because of the Orton Challenge. We sent that out with our annual appeal letter this year. We have had people step up to help us meet that first 100,000 as well. But yes, when you consider that every house costs on average $100,000 to build, we need more people like that to step up.
As a state, we're all getting old and we're getting close to all dying at once, and we desperately need to get people in. So part of me wonders, okay, if we really started bringing in people, I mean, is there really any housing for them to stay in?
Well, we talk about that issue too, and we talk about raising the minimum wage. I mean, come on, somebody who's earning $15 an hour, that's what, about $30,000 a year? What house around here are they going to ever be able to afford?
Right.
As a homeowner, they're not. They're going to continue to be renters. And there have been letters to the editor by young people saying you need to bring the cost of tuition down. If you really want people who are from Vermont to go to school here in Vermont and stay here and work, you need to bring the cost of tuition down. There are so many issues on how do we live affordably. And what your point is, if we're trying to attract people here, and if you go and look on the market and houses are starting at $250,000 and up, well, how is somebody who's earning, even if you're earning $80,000 a year, would you commit all of your income to buying a house that's that expensive? Why would you do that? One of the things that we do that I think is good advice for everybody is we follow the HUD guidelines that you shouldn't be spending any more than 30% of your income on housing. So if you're renting, that includes your rent and your utilities. If you're a homeowner, that is your mortgage and then what you need to pay for your property taxes and your insurance.
Where are we now in the scheme of things? Better? Worse? Is it only going to get better when the state goes from, instead of 600,000 down to 500,000, then by God there's enough housing now because no one's left in the state? I mean, that's what worries me.
Yeah, and that isn't going to work either because you're going to end up with a lot of abandoned homes. We already have properties that, you know, are in terrible condition that cost too much to even try to rehab. So that's not no, that isn't the way to look at it either. The way that I believe we need to look at it is that everybody deserves a safe, decent place to live. And that's Habitat's vision, a world where everyone has a decent place to live. How do we make that happen? Do we try to make it happen on scale? Now, there are some Habitat affiliates that are doing hundreds of houses a year.
Wow.
Well, that's not how big Vermont is, and that's not who we are. Or do we instead do what we can with what we have where we are? And that's what this small Habitat affiliate and the other 10 small Habitat affiliates around the state of Vermont are doing. Even one family or one person, it doesn't have to be a family, we build for single people too, one person in a better, safe, decent, highly energy efficient house is better than that person not having that opportunity and not living in that house. 25 families in Bennington County live in those kind of houses now because of Bennington County Habitat for Humanity. And all the people that it supported, all the volunteers, all the donors, all the people who are passionate about affordable housing for all of us. This is about all of us. We can make it happen. We just have to concentrate locally and work hard together. And it will happen.
Right. Thanks for all your work.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. It's not just, it's all of us. It's all of us.